HQ back at it. Let's hear from Sean McVay post-game.
Respect for Kevin and his group. They did an outstanding job this year. They were a really tough outfit, and I thought, Matthew was outstanding from the jump. We put the ball in his hands. Thought he really did a great job of orchestrating 2 scoring drives right from the jump, and then really defensively, you can't say enough about them. Getting 9 sacks, getting the defensive touchdown for Verse. I thought Ethan Evans was outstanding again. Really proud of him. And then, Josh Carty's been automatic. So we played the game a little bit differently towards the latter part of it. When you end up having a lead, you're really just working up against the clock, where we were a little bit more conservative. But I thought our offensive line did an excellent job against that front. And I thought it was a complete game where, you're playing to win and try to advance. And what a great challenge we've got next week at Philly.
The last time you played to have your defensive line, the subject of so many questions this offseason.
Yeah.
Aaron's retirement. Aaron's in the stands looking on.
That was cool.
What did you see from them tonight? How did they channel a very emotional time into setting the tone?
I think these guys are all about the right stuff, Jordan. I think you know that as well. Kobe Turner's leadership up front. I think, Chris Shule, the defensive coaches, Giff Smith, A.C. Carter, Joe Caniglio, thought we had a great rush plan. And I thought ultimately it's always about the players bringing it to life and having a real understanding of what we were trying to get done, what was the intent. They have really played excellent football as of late. They're peaking at the right time. They're not showing any of that youth that you would think, as you play your 18th game in in this season. But I'm proud of them. They came through in a big way, and they were instrumental in us being able to advance.
What's the last time you played at this stadium and you stood up there and said that nothing positive?
Why would you remind me of this?
How much have you seen?
Now we're having a lot better memory.
Yeah, how much growth have you seen?
Yeah, I think a lot. You go back to week 2, that seems like an eternity ago. But what I think is great is all those scars were necessary to be able to get us to the point that we are today. Even some of the tough losses being 1-4, I think there's a resilience, there's a grit, there's just, you get those, you learn from those challenging setbacks. And that's where real growth can occur if people take the right approach and you have the right kinds of people, and we certainly do. And I'm really proud of them. I'm not surprised, though, because they've been consistent, they've been steady. We're grateful for the win. And now, while we were certainly excited about being able to advance, we've got a short week, and we've got a great challenge ahead of us against a team that humbled us at our place when we played them the last time.
Emotion doesn't show up in a box score. How do you describe what this team did to channel that emotion as you?
I think you can feel it more than anything I could say. There was just, they had a look in their eye. They had a focus, the right kind of urgency and enjoyment that we always try to strike that perfect balance, Kirk. And I was just proud of them. And I think you could just feel it. You could feel it in warm-ups. There was just an aura. There was, once we got to Arizona, and I thought we did a great job really on our Friday practice when it was still at, I want to say Kowloon, Woodland Hills. But once we got here, I think that offered, just a chance to kind of exhale. Now let's lock in. Let's all be in the same place. Let's have 2 really good days of preparation, and then let's peak at the right time. And our guys certainly did that. It seems like we've been here for a while. It seems like we were waiting on this game for a long time, and this Philly game will come really quickly.
Matthew comes out, he's 10 for 10.
Yeah.
How's that settle things down, moderation?
It was huge, Sam, and that was part of what we wanted to be able to do. We wanted to put the ball in his hands, let him execute. They were really aggressive on early downs as of late. I thought our offensive line and our protection held up, and guys got the separation, and he threw on time and in rhythm. And I thought there was a good mixture. Thought he made some really big-time plays and some possession-type downs as well. And, he was outstanding. And then really the numbers aren't reflective of how much command he had, because we did kind of pull off the brakes a little bit once we were able to get a lead. But I thought the 2-minute drive that he scored on to allow us to go up 24-3, and then even our first possession in the second half to really churn off a bunch of clock, end up, getting a field goal right there. That was big. And then we were a lot more conservative, with our possessions from that point on. And then I've never seen quite anything like all those holdings on the one drive where I think it was second and about 57.
Based on what you've seen this season and this week, how do you expect your team to respond to the challenge of a short week in a big match?
I expect them to respond the right way, Omar. I expect them to be ready to go. The first thing is let's put together a good plan in terms of how we want to make sure that we turn over. We're ready to go. It's going to be a cross-country trip for us. But, we've been in a similar scenario and situation now. We didn't have to travel back home when we ended up playing Arizona on Monday night in the 21 season, and then we flew out to Tampa to play them on Sunday at 2 o'clock, which is when I believe that we're kicking off. So I expect them to respond the right way. That's all they've shown me.